Some things in life give you that unexplainable feeling inside, like jumping in a pool on a hot day, laying in a bed after a couple midterms, or taking a bite of a warm chocolate chip cookie. One of those experiences for me is hitting a ball on the sweet spot of a wooden baseball bat and hearing that cracking noise. I played baseball my whole life, and in sophomore year I was asked to do a project to create something new. I thought, what better than to create a baseball bat? So, after doing it once, I enjoyed it enough where I wanted to do it 2 more times. I've made a baseball bat 3 times, and today I'm going to teach you how to do that. Now, even if you aren't into baseball, I motivate everyone to try something new, and I believe woodworking is a good way to challenge yourself and to express your artistic ability. And if you are inspired enough to make a baseball bat, then I believe these 6 simple steps will teach you how to do it. Step 1, gather your materials. 2, carve the handle. 3, carve the barrel. 4, round the knob. 5, detail. And 6, sand. So step 1, gather your materials. This is a wood lathe. Now wood lathe basically has 2 points of axis, and you put your wood in between. On that side, you have something, it's a bit. And imagine a really large drill that spins your wood really, really fast. So the wood lathe is a very cool tool. You can find it most commonly in wood shops and craft centers, even like the one at the UU. In 2002, Stephen Cannell of Sports Illustrated talks about an experience that he had with Barry Bonds in the article Against the Grain. When Bonds first transitioned from ash to maple bats, he described that it seemed like a harder wood that added more zip to the ball coming off the bat. But Bonds wasn't fully satisfied with the bat dimensions. With just a simple wood lathe, bat maker Sam Holdman redesigned the maple bat and created Barry Bonds' signature bat that would later be used by 200 MLB players that season. Next, for your materials, you're going to gather your wood lathe tools. You can compare these to kind of like chisels. Now, as the wood is spinning, if you lightly touch the wood with this sharp object, then it'll be taking away the wood as it's spinning. Next, you have your wood billet. A wood billet is basically a finished piece of wood that is designed for baseball bats. Now, I used maple as the wood. But in 1998, writer of the New York Times, Jack Curry, in his article, A Bat Maker Tries Maple, asked 5-time All-Star Joe Carter's opinion on why he used a maple bat. And Carter explained, when you first use them, it's a totally different feel from a normal bat. I mean totally different. After you use them, you don't want to go back. Don't go back. So that's why I used maple for all 3 of my attempts. Lastly, to gather your materials, you're going to cut your wood to 32, 33 inches based on preference of bat length, and place it on the lathe in the middle of your cylinder. Now step 2, carving the handle. Now when you're carving the handle, after setting up the lathe to 650 RPMs per minute, you place your hands on the resting shield and lightly touch the wood with your tool, as I call it, a scraper. Now it's good to start with the handle because this has a lot of margin of error. The handle of the bat is the skinniest part, so this is a really good opportunity for you to get familiar with your tools and get comfortable with the wood lathe. Step 3, the barrel. So using a similar technique to carving the handle, you're going to run your hands along the shield and begin carving the barrel. The thickest part of your barrel should be 2.75 inches in diameter. And the easiest way to calculate this is by bringing another bat and using a caliper. A caliper is a tool that basically measures the diameter of a circle. Step 4, the knob. So using the round edges of this tool, you can use a turning motion to get around and make round curves on your bat. Now this is important, the knob is the most important part of the bat so it doesn't slip out of your hands when swinging. And after you round your edges, you're going to make a defined line and like a corner to have a mark between the bottom of your handle and the knob of the bat. Step 5, detailing. So detailing is a really good opportunity to recover any mistakes that you made earlier on in the process. This can be easily seen by looking at the edge of the bat and seeing uneven surfaces, or feeling it as the rotation of the wood, as the wood is rotating. Lastly, sanding. This is the most fun part of the process, A, because you're almost done, and B, because the wood turning does all the work. All you simply have to do is use a low grit piece of sandpaper and run it along the wood. And you can even touch it as it's spinning to feel if there's any uneven points. After that, and once you take your wood bat after the lathe, now you can swing it. In 2001, according to Pena, Greenwald, and Crisco of Human Kinetic Journals, on average, baseballs come off wood bats 9 miles per hour slower than they would off metal bats. So unfortunately, I couldn't use this baseball bat in the game because it would put me at a disadvantage, but it was very fun to swing in batting practice. Now, even though some of you may never feel the sensation of hitting a ball in the sweet spot of a wooden baseball bat, I encourage you to be creative and try something new. Working with wood was a fun way that I could get crafty and express my own artistic talent, and I think if you are lucky enough to make your own baseball bat, it's as simple as having the right materials, carving the knob, then the handle, the barrel, carving the handle, the barrel, the knob, detailing, and then sanding. You might as well try it, there's not much to lose.